Okay, this all sounds nice and dandy and all, but what kind of coffee are you going to make? And do I just tell you and you just bag up whatever, or?
Well, what we like to do is we say, well, what do you like to drink? Do you have what do you want your coffee to taste like? Mm-hmm. You know, and you can give us some examples. I like certain companies' Vienna roast, okay? And if I have access to that, then I will get some of that and try it, see what it is, or a lot of times I'll already know approximately what they're using. You know, so you have a couple different choices. You could get some samples. We could ship you some samples. You know, and you could try 1 out of 4 samples and say this is the one I like.
Right.
I always like to know, of course, what you're looking for, because then it gives me, because one bean we can make 500 different flavors.
You're kidding me.
Depending on how we roast it. Yeah. So so we could be just shooting back and forth all different kinds of stuff, going, oh, we can never find exactly what you want. So a lot of it, you need to also have it. You need to be thinking that this is kind of not a generic deal, because this is a custom roasted coffee.
Right.
But the more time we spend, the more money it costs all of us involved to try to figure out the exact flavor and profile.
And so I see there could be a little bit of process and time on your part coming up with a certain recipe for me to taste, back and forth. But once you're dialed in, you know exactly what I want each and every month, or twice a year, or something like that. So you're telling me I'm involved with the recipe formula process, helping you to figure out what I want. So I'm not just buying something off the shelf that you got extra of.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah. When we decide on a deal, Joe, and the recipe, this is yours. This is your recipe. Okay. What I will do is I will give you. We have like 4 basic recipes, and if you say I want a really dark roast, well then I take our certain coffee and I say, try this out. And if you say, I like it, but I want to tone it down a little bit, then I will send you another that's toned down a little bit. Now, I have that computer backed up in my system, so you'll own that recipe.
Wow.
Okay, so now the guy next door can't get that recipe unless he goes through you to get it. So that's your own own special deal. It's kind of a nice way to go. And I can also, you can say, well, I want to send 30 bags to a certain company or 100 bags to a certain company. And they just want a normal, everyday type of coffee. Not too dark, not too light. I can give you some I can show you some examples of stuff that I might sell in a store, and just tweak them a little bit or something so that we have that.
Yeah, because I guess that's key too. It doesn't matter if I like a special blend. If I'm giving this away as an advertisement for Joe, I want people to like it. So I guess I would have to find out the majority of people, hey, what do they like? Do they like dark? Do they like medium? How strong? Because I don't like real strong. Then I'm putting a lot of cream and sweet low or some sort of sweetener in it.
Yeah, for sure. There's I know what the majority of the people are drinking from a gift standpoint. Now, if you're going to tell me you're sending it to certain people that I know are coffee connoisseurs or something like that, well then we're going to do something a little bit different recipe. But
so you could tweak the recipe, or maybe I have 2 or 3 recipes depending on how many clients, group basis, I want to send those to.
Sure.
You don't have to send them all the very same roast.
Exactly. Yeah, and some people might be drinking decaf. Some people might be
that's a point.
High octane stuff,
Yeah.
It kind of depends on what people.
Yeah. So I mean, basically you can make anything I want. Coffee.
We can. You just need to figure out what your target is. Where are we going with it? And that's the big deal.
A cup of Joe. I like that. Now this one here, this is 3-bean blend. So you do more blends than just take 1 bean. I know you were saying you take 1 bean and you can make like 300. What did you say?
500 flavors.
500 flavors. But now you've also got the opportunity to add different types of beans.
Yeah, certain beans taste better when they're roasted a certain way.
Okay.
Our espresso, we like to try to hit on a couple different notes. So, in our espresso we use 3 different beans, which I won't tell you what they are. That's proprietary.
Okay.
But we have messed around a lot with our espresso trying to get it to taste a certain way, and so it takes 3 beans to get it to taste that way.
I got you.
So, yeah. So, and different people like their coffee different. So sometimes we might take 1 bean, roast it really dark, and it hits a certain flavor that's good.
Yeah.
But it's because it went so dark, it's missing something else.
Right.
And you can't have both out of that 1 bean. So then we'll add something else that might work really good on the mid-tone, but not on the darker tone. So like today, that's what I'm drinking. I'm drinking a Colombian coffee that's roasted really dark. But I'm also have this Guatemalan that I like. I like the mid-tone. So this morning I blended those together to drink that, and that's kind of what I wanted to do today.
I know. I always see you with a cup of coffee. So you're not only drinking it, you're tasting it to see.
I'm working today.
You're working it.
Yes, I am.
Didn't you tell me you were trying to come up with an idea to make something some coffee in a bag or something?
Yeah, I'm working on a couple different things. I'm always working on something different. That's a cold brew process that has been around for a long time. But I'm trying to kind of tweak that a little bit and make some of my own stuff that is more coffee to go. So that you can have it anywhere. Because once you drink this coffee, you're going to want it all the time.
Yeah. Well, that's all I have for today. I hope maybe that got you a little bit interested in a cup of Joe and how you could maybe make some money at this. If you have any questions or comments you want to send me, I'll be more than happy to get back with you.